The Go Card is a piece of technology utilised by a number of citizens in Brisbane City. As stated by the name, it is a card much like a bank card or a driver's license to help use and utilise public transport such as buses, trains and ferries. It is stated in 2011 census data by the Australian Bureau of Statistics that approximately 12.8% of the Brisbane population use public transport to get to work on a daily basis. For this reason, it is extremely important to revolutionise the Go Card so that it is more adaptive to modern technologies such as a smartphone or a tablet. A result of this will be a more convenient utilisation of the public transport system with modern technology integration. This is where the idea of the GoPhone app came from. This piece of technology would be equipped with every piece of information that Translink currently houses at their public transport stations and on their websites, such as routes, times, and recharging terminals, all in the palm of your hand. Some of the additional features which could be added to help better utilize modern mobile technologies include, and are not limited to, the addition of things like completely getting rid of the Go Card and incorporating it into the app. The app could also use the inbuilt GPS system in their phones to do things like touch on and off by simply walking to their station, reducing greatly the amount of people that forget to touch on and off. Additionally, push notifications could be used to help make the user more aware of their balance and if they're running low. This would prevent the embarrassment if users were to walk into a station or transport and have their GoPhone app declined. Now, like anything, this app does have its limitations, such as what if your phone goes flat and GPS limitations. But these things also have solutions, such as there may be docking stations at the train station or bus, which also serves as a check-in. And as a solution to the GPS, built-in phone NFC is an option to deal with that issue. One of the major innovations of digitalizing public transport is mobile ticketing. Mobile ticketing allows users of tablets, smartphones, and other mobile devices to order, pay for, and obtain and validate their tickets anywhere and anytime. 3 possible forms of mobile tickets are the barcode-based mobile ticket, visual or flash ticket, and the NFC or near-field communication mobile ticket. In the first example, a ticket is sent to a passenger's mobile phone as an encrypted 2D barcode, such as a QR code, via a dedicated mobile app, SMS, or WAP push. When making a journey, the passenger presents their mobile ticket to either a fixed installation, such as a gate, turnstile, or electronic fare box, or alternatively to a staff member with a handheld reading device. Reading a mobile ticket is fast, and is often quicker than reading a smart card, as the process can take place in offline mode. If a passenger acquires their ticket through an app such as Apple Passbook or Samsung Wallet, it can make the user experience very quick and convenient. Airlines have already adapted the 2D barcode, providing passengers with a promotional service such as an upgraded seating arrangement and rental cars. Ticketing apps can also provide service updates and routing options. The QR code is the solution for Apple users, as the iPhone currently does not support NFC technology. A visual or flash ticket is a representation of a paper ticket sent to a passenger's mobile device. When making a journey, the passenger simply shows an inspector, driver, or other staff member their ticket. No validation infrastructure is required. This method allows ticketing via text messages without the need for a smartphone. However, to prevent fraud, this type of ticket should include features difficult to replicate, such as moving graphics or a unique daily color or code word. Near-field communication is a standard set promoted by major smartphone makers Google and Samsung. In areas such as Brisbane, where smartphones are common, NFC ticketing is the most appealing option. The passenger buys a ticket or tops up their balance from an operator's website, ticket office, or participating bank ATM, which is then credited to their smartphone. At the start of a journey, the passenger simply validates their mobile ticket by waving it in front of an electronic reader. Operators who have already invested in contactless smart card infrastructure will also be able to use this new sales channel to move top-ups away from the ticket machines and onto customers' phones, and add to the interactivity of the ticket buying experience. As the infrastructure for mobile payments becomes more widespread, the same technology can be used to pay for car parking, entrance to public events, and purchases at retail outlets. The value that TransLink will offer customers who upgrade to this app is basically next to nothing, and will ensure that they have one less thing to worry about before they leave to their public transport service. They will also be able to quickly locate and decide on the possible travel routes that they need to travel, or also timetables for any services that are needed for transport. While they can still plan their days at home, through the use of the internet, if they need to check times or switch their midday schedule, the GoPhone app will make these situations much easier to handle. These changes to the GoCard system improve on having to keep another card in hand while users are traveling. Many people, especially the younger generation, already have smartphones that they never leave out of their sight that are more than capable to run these technologies. Suncorp Stadium is a great example of where this technology is already in place, and paper tickets are no longer required. All that needs to be done is to check your email, open up the provided link, and scan the QR code. It's that simple. If users are able to touch on and off with their phones by just having it on their person, using the public transport systems would be so much simpler and easier than using GoCards. Having alerts tell users when they are nearly out of credit will be extremely informative and help to prevent many situations where the consumer are out of money and cannot catch their transport. The alerts themselves would be emails or messages sent to your phone, and even a part of the GoPhone app itself. The introduction of this new phone app requires new technologies to be implemented to make this app as efficient as possible. It is vital, however, that the touch gates remain as they are, visual barriers that need to be interacted with to pass. This allows for an easier adoption by users, as only certain elements are changing, rather than the concept as a whole. A technology that should be introduced into the GoCard system is the near-field communication technology in phones, similar to the Commonwealth Bank tap and pay system. Near-field communication is a short-range wireless form of communication which allows for simple sharing, pairing, and most importantly, transactions through the phone's inbuilt chip. Using the touch gates with the NFC will allow for a user's phone to become a GoCard. Linking the NFC technology to an account will happen via the app, which allows users to top up and check the card's balance and alerts when the balance is low. Implementing this NFC technology or a pay tag sticker into the GoCard system, as well as creating a digital profile for users, the app will allow for a fully digital experience when using public transport. Implementing GPS technology into trains, ferries, and buses will allow for more up-to-date information, meaning that the timetables can be placed on a user's phone and only shows data that the users are interested in. This would remove large amounts of useless information to the user, as well as show correct information, rather than having issues with the trains running differently to the timetable shown. As stated previously, public transport is extremely widespread in Brisbane City, with the GoCard being the most utilised mode of payment. The GoCard, having been released in the public in 2006, had a brand awareness of 93% according to TransLink's final quarterly report in 2012. It was also stated that more than 80% of public transport users used the GoCard, showing that the technology was more likely now being adopted by what is defined by the diffusion of innovation theories as the late majority and laggards. Therefore, it is relatively safe to assume that a second overhaul in payment systems would be adopted quickly, thus reducing the loss of users during the innovators and early adapters phase as defined by the mentioned theory. The introduction of the GoPhone application would also be taking into account a number of other theories in order to maximize its potential success. Firstly, it takes into account the notion that a change in technical systems, in this case the GoPhone, impacts social systems and vice versa, as stated by the socio-technical theory, Bostrom 1977. Due to the increasing prevalence of smartphones in Australia, with a penetration rate of 64.6% in early 2013, according to Statista, the GoPhone would be adapting to this ongoing change in social systems without neglecting the technology users. The theory also ties in with the technology acceptance model, where the application's ease of use leads to the increased perceived usefulness, behavioral intention to use, and actual technology used. Davis, 1989. The lean organization production practice can also be applied to the introduction of the GoPhone. Production of the current Go-cards failed to address a number of wastes that are defined under the lean organization. The primary issues are the overproduction and defects. The Go-card's physical size and ease of production is extremely prone to overproduction, whereas the electronic chips within the cards are prone to defects, which the latter being a major source of complaints that led to the 70% customer satisfaction in 2012, according to TransLink. The GoPhone would be able to mitigate these wastes as everything would be digital. A unique serial code for users can address possible defects associated in the phone or application. Replacing the Go-card with mobile ticketing offers transport customers greater convenience, as there is no need to purchase or carry an additional plastic card. It seamlessly integrates with the downloadable visitor information packs and can replace the separate SEEQ card that provides discount for tourists. A study of commuters in Boston and San Francisco found that providing real-time information about transit schedules, delays, and shops and services along routes, the autonomy lost by giving up private transport can be regained through apps. Public transport apps can now be integrated with car-sharing services to, for example, allocate parking to allow transit riders to have a car space reserved the moment their train arrives. Combining transit schedules with information about number of parking spaces available at a given location could quickly and easily tell commuters whether they are better off driving or taking a bus. Having real-time transit information gives commuters a great sense of control. The addition of business location information along routes such as gyms, supermarkets, dry cleaners, and hardware stores can contribute to a greater sense of community and alert potential customers to services they would otherwise be unaware of. For transport operators, the introduction of smart ticketing can reduce the administrative overhead of smart cards. Mobile ticketing also provides operators with a new revenue opportunity in providing timely and relevant commercial offers to customers for products and services. With its abundance of information about public transit, TransLink can provide open source data to developers to create any number of apps. By simply opening their data, commuters can be provided with real-time information without the need to build and maintain electronic signs and phone systems. Gathering data not only helps riders, but gives transportation planners the information they need to manage transit systems more effectively. Bus tracking technology that allows public transport users to follow bus movements around the city in real time would also enable TransLink to properly monitor the punctuality and reliability of bus operators, whose performance is currently measured by a fallible system of self-reporting. Real-time tracking of buses, which can be outsourced to a GPS tracking company, would also help TransLink to coordinate buses with connecting trains and ferries, and to identify where dedicated bus lanes and priority traffic light signals should be put in place to improve performance. GoPhone isn't just an idea, it's an ideal. To use public transport seamlessly, no strings attached. Removing that extra card from your wallet may not sound like much, but we've all had those instances where we just can't be bothered anymore. GoPhone is the solution. It's an easier way to use transport and an easier way of life.